Coltrax again, and today, guys, I'm here to do another anime review, and the review is to Shokugeki no Soma Season 2, Episode 7, guys, aka Food Wars Season 2, Episode 7. So, before I get into it, if you guys noticed, I forgot to watch and review Rewrite last week. So, I'm just telling you, I forgot to watch it, so don't worry, there is going to be a review for this episode, but I cannot do the review for last week's episode because I forgot about it, because I was doing other things, so sorry about that for anybody who was waiting for the review for episode 6. But don't worry, I'm going to watch episode 7, I'm going to watch episode 6 and episode 7 and review episode 7, so don't worry about that. But anyway, let's get into the review of Shokugeki no Soma Season 2, Episode 7. So guys, in this episode of Shokugeki no Soma, I gotta say, Food Wars, you're really bringing the reference into your series, because I gotta say, a lot of their foodgasms, not just their foodgasms, but a lot of their scenes when they go to cooking matches. If you notice, also other forms of individual episodes, if you guys did not notice, they're always reference to other series. There's always reference to other series or other different genres that exist in anime. Like, Magical Girl genres got put in a bit in Food Wars and then we also have like JoJo. Even though I have not watched JoJo, I can tell it's JoJo because I've seen scenes of JoJo and I have seen what they can do. Like that episode where we saw that JoJo scene and seeing there's a JoJo reference there, and not just that, other references that are being shown in Food Wars from different animes, different genres of anime, which I give them props to because they're doing that. It makes it more exciting. And again, they brought another reference in, and that is a card game reference, TCG, or the other name for it, Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Makes logical sense because in all the card game based anime, Yu-Gi-Oh is the most known and also the most played out of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime card games. Magic the Gathering's number 1, of course. I know that already. Card games, but if you talk about anime series card games, like card games that have their own anime series, and that's actually focusing on card games because there are animes that have card games, but the anime is not based on the card game. But when we talk about anime card game series, Yu-Gi-Oh is number 1. In Magic the Gathering would get an anime series. It possibly could be number 1, but yet again it cannot because, like I said, it mostly is judged by anime, not just because of the card game. But Yu-Gi-Oh is number 1 anime, so when you do say card game reference, another reference, you can also say the Yu-Gi-Oh reference because, well, technically Yu-Gi-Oh is the more known card game anime, so it makes sense why it doesn't matter what reference you can put as, it still means the same thing. So Yu-Gi-Oh reference or card game reference, it does not matter what you say because technically it's still the same. They still talk about the same fucking genre of anime. So yeah. So yeah, they had a Yu-Gi-Oh reference in which I got to say, fucking hell. I did not expect that coming. Literally, I knew they could have reference for Yu-Gi-Oh, like card game Yu-Gi-Oh reference, man. Didn't expect that because, and also one thing I did not expect, a draw. There's a draw. There was a draw. It was a draw for this semi-final match. What the fuck? Like, I'm actually surprised. Like, I can't fully remember names unfortunately, but I do remember what they get nicknamed as. Like, well, not nickname, but like, Yukari's attendant, and also Haruma, like however his name, Haruma, the Spice Master. We already know that those two, they had a draw. They drawed because all the judges except for one was able to decide which one they wanted, but that one judge could not, as there was an odd number of judges, as there was an odd number. That means technically, if she did vote for someone, that person would have won. No matter what, because it was an odd number of judges. Which I do, in a way, see why they have an odd number of judges, because Actually, I got to say, X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, they do have an even number of judges quite often. Because of that, they already know that if you get to, technically that means it's going to be hard to judge, because as there's an even amount of judges, it's hard to judge. It's more to actually go through, because you need to physically judge. But yet again, it's also even harder to judge if you got an odd number of judges, because technically that means you're pretty much saying that person cannot win. In other words, even though it was like, so far right now, before that judge came around, it was probably going to be a draw, which is the big problem, because as it's an odd number and the other judges voted for one person each, and it ends up being a draw between those judges. And in a way, you can say why it's a draw. You can tell it's like they're both equally at the same level. But if you're the final judge and you're the odd number judge, you're the odd one out, you have to decide who should lose, pretty much. So that's why I like the system about some systems. I like some systems when it comes to judging that this judge cannot, one of the odd numbers can say they cannot decide, and both go through, or let them have a repeat or something like that. Now, what we have found out in this, and of course, like I said, this ended up being a drawing. This ended up being a draw because the last judge cannot decide. She cannot decide who should go through. Literally, she cannot decide who should go through. So, and it ends up being a draw, because the other four judges voted for one guy each, and two of them voted for Haruma, and two of them voted for Hikari's attendant. So that means, and as the fifth one cannot decide, it ended up being a draw, and they end up both going through to the finals. So next time, the finals, it's gonna be a three-way battle. Don't get that reference. But three-way battle. A fucking 3-on-3 a battle royal between three fucking... And it ends up being the first in the autumn elections in this anime series. Fucking greatness! A three-way technically duel! Oh my god, I can't wait for next episode! But that means it's pretty much saying you cannot judge draws. There's no more drawing, because drawing, literally, it means two people winning. That's pretty much the reference, what drawing means. Two people winning. Not three. It's two. Two people drawing. Two people winning. That's what a draw is. And there's the proper pronunciation, but yet again, draw can also mean two people at the same level. You could say as well. Part of the reason why you see ranking systems as well. So ranking system, draw means someone at the same level. It's again also drawing also means those two won at the same time. They both won. That's what pretty much draw means overall. But just gotta say that's I actually felt very intensive. I actually couldn't decide. I cannot decide who should go through. But only just. Because I had this sneaky little feeling that if Haruma had one little ingredient to his dish, I think he could have won. There was something about his dish that could have beaten Nikiri's attendant. If that specific, I don't know what. Literally, I don't know what. As someone who does cook as well, I do know what some styles of cooking can do. I'm not very good at words on that. I cannot fully identify ingredients that well, but I can tell that it needs an extra ingredient, or does it need a less of ingredient. I can tell what does and does not, and I can tell his dish he could have added something. He could have added something to make sure he actually won, but only just, because if he didn't add that ingredient, like I said, it ended up being a draw. But yeah, my personal opinion, he could have added something and he could have won. And it has to be a good something, of course, but there was something he could have added. And that gut for me, he could have added something for that. But overall, ends up being a fucking draw, which fucking great. And we also saw the theme of what they're gonna do for next week's finals. The theme is again a seafood-based dish, but focus on this specific fish they show. The look of that looked a bit like, I don't know. I should think what kind of fish that was. I think that was tuna. So they have to use tuna. Possibility. I know Japanese cuisine do have quite a lot of tuna-based dishes, so I'm just saying that's what the theme is, focusing on that specific fish, and I think it's tuna. I think that's tuna. I might not fully read the subtitles. I don't think the subtitles mention what type of fish they have, but I think it's made us supposed to understand what that fish was, and that fish looked like tuna to me. So they're going to use tuna. Interesting. So I'll go in for next week's episode, and it's gonna be a three-way battle, or a three-way final. I can't fucking wait. And that opening, I'm actually surprised. It spoils, but I actually did not know it was actually gonna be a three-way duel. Literally, I had that hint feeling it could be because of how the opening was, and I feel like how, because there are only supposed to be 2 people in the finals. So why are they showing 3 people getting off? So I had that feeling that maybe they're going to have a special exception, and my little hunch was right. But it was only a slight hunch, so I couldn't fully know. But at least I had that hunch, and I'm glad the hunch was correct. So I'm glad we saw that semi-final. We get a chance to see a 3-way duel for the finals. Fucking greatness! I can't fucking wait. I'm got to say, the animation, gorgeous as ever. Food Wars. And food, fucking, I'm fucking hungry again. I need to get some. Just gonna help. Like I say, guys, food was makes you hungry as shit. I can't help it. It's just so delicious. And so good. Anyway, I can't help it. Anyway, guys, that's my anime review to Shingeki no Soma Season 2, Episode 7, or Food Wars Season 2, Episode 7. Hope you guys like it. Contract fans today. If you guys want to send fan mail, come on the description down below. My eyes are there, yeah. Hope you guys like it. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.